I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. You know, one of the things that we do here at the MeidasTouch Network is we expose the really dangerous and despicable and vile things that Donald Trump is posting and saying every single day, because we can't cover our eyes and close our ears and just pretend that what he's doing doesn't exist. We can't normalize this behavior. And as Donald Trump has now been indicted again by special counsel Jack Smith, this time in Washington, D.C., for Donald Trump's conduct relating to the 2020 election and the January 6th insurrection, Donald Trump's posts get more dangerous, more desperate. But we don't just talk about Donald Trump's post here on the MeidasTouch Network. Thanks to your advice, we compare them to what is President Joe Biden saying at the exact same time. Because look, as President Joe Biden says, don't compare me to the Almighty. Compare me to the alternative. And comparisons need to be made and contrast needs to be shown. And that's what we do here. So we show you Trump's post. We show you Biden's post. We show you some videos that go along with the post. Let's get into it. Donald Trump threatens former Vice President Mike Pence again, even after the current indictment against Donald Trump, even after the new indictment against Donald Trump. Here is what Trump says. He goes, "I feel badly for Mike Pence, who is attracting no crowds, enthusiasm, or loyalty from people who, as a member of the Trump administration, should be loving him. He didn't fight against election fraud, which we will now be easily able to prove based on the most recent fake indictment and information which will have to be made available to us. Finally, a really big deal. The VP had power that Mike didn't understand, but after the election, the rhinos and the Dems changed the law, taking that power away." Again, just completely deranged conspiracy stuff. And again, lying and saying that former Vice President Mike Pence, when he was vice president, by himself, by decree, could overturn the results of a free and fair election just by saying it, just doing it himself. There is absolutely no power under the Constitution that allows a vice president to do that ever. Period. Full stop. And look, I want to show you what Mike Pence just said. Here is a video from Mike Pence where he talks about this. And he basically says it wasn't that he was asked to just pause the counting. He was asked to reject lawful votes. For example, overthrow the democracy. That's what he was asked to do. Here, play this clip of Pence.
Let's be clear on this point. It wasn't just that they asked for a pause. The president specifically asked me, and his gaggle of crackpot lawyers asked me to literally reject votes, which would have resulted in the issue being turned over to the House of Representatives, and literally chaos would have ensued.
Here's another clip of Pence as well. Again, the fact that I find myself agreeing, at least here, with former Vice President Pence says a lot. But look, what he's saying here is 100% true and accurate. And he's saying that Trump asked Pence to put Trump over the Constitution. Play this clip.
And irrespective of the indictment, I want the American people to know that I had no right to overturn the election. And then on that day, President Trump asked me to put him over the Constitution, but I chose the Constitution, and I always will. And I really do believe that anyone who puts themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. And anyone who asks someone else to put themselves over the Constitution should never be president of the United States again. I've been very forthright about this issue, and I'll continue to be.
Powerful, powerful words there. And before getting back into Trump's post, let me just show you here again. That's what Pence is saying, who I guess they consider a rhino now, and Bill Barr's a rhino. Everyone's a rhino, and then you have Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene talk about going rhino hunting and that they're rhino hunters. What in the world are these people even talking about? Well, here is Don Jr. on one of these radical right-wing TV shows, basically saying he misjudged Pence. That Pence is not a good guy, but he thought that he respected Pence. Not anymore. Here, play this clip of Don Jr.
Your dad's former VP had this to say on Twitter. So today's indictment serves as an important reminder. Anyone who puts himself over the Constitution should never be president of the United States. And he wonders why he hasn't even qualified for the debate stage.
Yeah, listen, I'd always gotten along with Mike Pence. I don't think I've taken any shots at him. I'm not sure what lane he's ever running in. But when I read that, knowing what happened, having been in the room for some of these things, honestly, I was wrong to have thought as highly of him as I had in the past. That was a mistake, and I don't admit those things too lightly.
Yeah.
How pathetic can you be, the Republican Party? Don Jr., Kimberly Guilfoyle, Donald Trump, Jim Jordan, Matt Gaetz, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Paul Gosar, Lauren Boebert, James Comer, Kevin McCarthy. It's a pathetic group of people. Pathetic group of people. All right, let's go to another post by Donald Trump. Here he goes. Where's Hunter? Well, Hunter's a private citizen. I really don't care where he is. I don't wake up thinking about Hunter, but these MAGA Republican creeps show non-consensual nudes of Hunter. They want to post non-consensual sex-shaming nudes of Hunter Biden. Just freaking creepy and weird. Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter? Where's Hunter? Dude, I don't care. I don't care where Hunter is. Hunter has nothing to do with my life. Hunter has nothing to do with the government. Hunter has nothing to do with anything. Okay? The fact that Hunter was a drug addict and is recovering from being a drug addict thanks to the help of his father shows me that actually Joe Biden is a good father who was there for his kid when his kid needed him. All right, let's look at what President Joe Biden's posting. President Joe Biden, do you think he's saying, where's Don Jr.? Where is he? Where's Don Jr.? Or do you think Biden's saying the deranged special prosecutor, the deranged Jim Jordan? No. Biden's acting like an adult. Here's President Biden's post. 55 of the Fortune 500 companies paid no federal income tax in 2020. The Inflation Reduction Act ends that. Now America's largest corporations will have to pay a minimum of 15% corporate tax. What else is Biden saying? Bidenomics is about growing the economy, strengthening the middle class, and making things in America again. Oh, this is some normal stuff. Right? Good stuff. Doing things for the people. It's President Biden's next post. For decades, there's been a law that says when the federal government spends your tax dollars, they must be spent on American workers and products. But the vast majority of elected officials haven't seen that law through. Well, guess what? I'm insisting on it. By the way, these aren't mere words. This is what is happening. There's infrastructure projects going on every single day. All right, back to Trump's posts. You see the contrast here? You see the different worlds that exist here? Here's what Trump's post is. Thank you to everyone! Exclamation point. This is all in caps. I have never had so much support on anything before. This unprecedented indictment of a former highly successful president and the leading candidate by far in both the Republican Party and the 2024 general election has awoken the world to the corruption, scandal, and failure that has taken place in the United States for the past 3 years. America is a nation in decline, but we will make it great again, greater than ever before. I love you all! Exclamation point. All in caps. Exclamation point, exclamation point. And again, everything that he says is projection and confession. And it is Donald Trump who wants to take this nation in decline. And all Donald Trump does is disparage the country. And by the way, it's just all talking about himself. Me. This is me. This is how I feel. Wah, deranged Jack Smith. Wah, this way. It's just like, we focus on like actually doing things for people. I mean, really, like, do you like to hear someone just imagine like going into your office or, just going home and just someone that you know is like, wah, me, wah, the whole time. It's like, grow up. This person's seeking the job of the United States presidency again. It's pathetic. Okay, the grift. Here's an ad that goes on the Donald Trump account. An ad. Breaking, indicted by Biden DOJ. This is the third attempt to destroy our movement. Stand with Trump. And then there's a donate link, right? We know that, $40 million from the PAC, from the Trump PAC, went to pay his legal bills and the legal bills of witnesses and Jason Miller, who, by the way, is seems to have provided very helpful testimony against Donald Trump to special counsel Jack Smith. But, paying Rudy Giuliani's electronic discovery vendors, paying $108,000, almost $300,000 total for Melania Trump's hair, paying $155,000 for Melania Trump to give a speech at an event or to provide consulting services. That's where your money's going. Like, who knows that and then goes, yeah, I'm buying the billionaire's kind of wife haircut. Yeah. Really? That's what you're celebrating. I mean, that's what I said. The grift is just wild. Okay, and here is the post by President Biden. Every single infrastructure project my administration funds will be built by American workers using American products, creating American jobs. And here's another one. Supporting our veterans has been a central focus of my administration since day one, from job training, housing, and debt-free VA care to healthcare services for women veterans, and support for LGBTQ plus veterans is his priority. Okay, those are things, tangible things, important things. And then Donald Trump just posting all of the kind of sycophantic cult members like Stephen Miller and Tom Cotton, basically all repeating the same bogus talking point, which special counsel Jack Smith just obliterates in the underlying indictment itself. And they're all saying, no, this was constitutional speech. That was constitutional speech. No, it wasn't protected speech. That's like saying it's protected speech to threaten somebody with murder, but it was protected speech. No. As special counsel Jack Smith says in the indictment, Donald Trump actually did have a First Amendment right to say things about the election and even to lie about it. Special counsel Jack Smith said Donald Trump had a right to even make false statements about it. But where you weaponize those false statements into conduct that affirmatively interferes with the free and fair election and seeks to change votes, that is part of a conspiracy to change the results of the election unlawfully, that you lost, then it's no longer speech. It's not just whining and complaining. Yes, Donald Trump has the right to whine and complain, and we have the right to call him out for being a fascist traitor little baby. That's what we all for First Amendment. But where you can't cross the line is you can't then come up with a conspiracy to threaten people and engage in a conspiracy to change the results of the election. That's the conduct. And special counsel Jack Smith lays out the conspiracy against the election, the conspiracy against Congress, the conspiracy against the counting of the electoral votes, the conspiracy against our democracy and the American people. Compare and contrast, folks. It's so important that we do that, and I really appreciate your advice. By the way, have you gone to MeidasTouch.com, the new website by MeidasTouch, the #1 destination for pro-democracy content? You could follow along with these videos where we post a lot of the documents, like the indictments posted. The site is absolutely crushing. It's already one of the most viewed sites, political sites in the world already. We kind of have the soft launch. It's not even fully operational yet, but go to MeidasTouch.com. Check it out. Tell me what you think of the website. And hit subscribe to our YouTube channel. It is free. Have a great day. Ben Meiselas here. I want to tell you about my best friend growing up as a kid. His name is David Sorokin. We were inseparable growing up. Here, check out the photos of us. I knew David Sorokin was going to grow up to do great things, and that he did. And I want to tell you how David Sorokin can help you out. You see, David Sorokin is a partner at the renowned plaintiffs law firm called the Morelli Law Firm, one of the top personal injury law firms in the entire country, with a specialty in truck accidents, construction accidents, and cases where a victim has suffered a traumatic brain injury. Morelli Law Firm has obtained billions of dollars in recoveries all across the country for its clients and their families. The Morelli Law Firm recently received a jury verdict of more than $100 million for a single plaintiff who suffered a traumatic brain injury as a result of a construction accident, setting the New York State record for the largest pain and suffering verdict ever in a traumatic brain injury case. The Morelli firm has represented actor-comedian Tracy Morgan in his famous truck accident case against Walmart. The Morelli firm takes cases that are 7, 8, and 9 figures to jury verdict. So if you or anyone in your family has been injured as a result of someone else's negligence, call the attorneys at the Morelli Law Firm today. The phone number is 516-447-8255. 8233. That's 516-447-8233. You can also check out their website at morellilaw.com/Meidas. That's MORELLILAW.com/Meidas. Again, it's MORELLILAW.com/Meidas. And as I've kind of phased out being a litigator and I've been focusing more on the MeidasTouch network, I want to make sure that you are all in good hands if you or someone you know has been a victim of someone else's negligence. So reach out to the Morelli firm. They're a law firm that I trust a lot, and I know they'll take very good care of you all. That's morellilaw.com/Meidas, and you can say that Ben Meiselas sent you. Have a great one.